Hey everyone, it's Kelsey. Today is going to be a little bit of a different video. I'm shooting this off of my phone, so not really sure how the quality is going to be, but anyway. Today I wanted to talk about piercings. I I really love body modification. I've always had a huge interest in it. I actually really wanted to be a tattoo artist, but my artistic skills are not that great, so probably not the best job for me, but I absolutely love, I'm really fascinated with body modifications and stuff like that. I do not have any tattoos yet because I just don't. I just haven't ever really taken the time to go get any of them done, but I do plan on getting tattoos and more piercings. Um, Anyway, reason for this video is I've been seeing so many videos on piercings that I have personally done and still have or may not have. And it seems like there are a lot of people out there who have really bad experiences with um, piercings, and that is really unfortunate because I think they are a really awesome way to show off your individuality and everything, but there are things that you should think about before you take the plunge and get one done. You should think about, first of all, your job. I work in a place where I cannot have visible piercings except for in the ears. So you should really think about that and really think about the future. I mean, I know if you're young, you think, oh, well, what the crap, you know. Um, you just don't really think about on down the road whenever you go in to try to get a good job and you've got these eyebrow piercings and cheek piercings and stuff like that, tattoos everywhere. I mean, jobs really do look at that. So anyway, job is one thing to think about. Also, your threshold for pain. If you have a really high threshold for pain, then, you know, this may be good for you. But if you don't, um, you can still get it done, but it's going to hurt. So that's just a couple of things to think about. And if you're doing, you know, like branding or scarification or tattoos, you definitely need to think about what it is you're getting because piercings can be taken out. Tattoos, scars, and brands, they last forever. Unless you get them lasered off, and that is a really big and expensive and painful process. So that's just a couple of things to think about. Make sure that it's something you can really commit to and you don't mind committing to for a really long time or perhaps the rest of your life. So I just kind of wanted to share my piercing and all that stuff story. Um, the first piercings that I got, of course, were lobe piercings. I got my bottom ones done when I was probably about 11, 12 or so, kind of later on in life, but I still got them done. A couple of years later, I got my second holes done, and then when I turned 18, I decided to get my lip pierced, and I did not keep that one very long because mine, it swelled up pretty daggone bad, and like it was bad. So it healed, but I never could leave it in just because I was really impatient with it, and I wasn't really, I guess, mature enough to deal with having that there, and you know, just other factors. You know, there was just, you know, certain places that I would go that I could not have it and everything. So I ended up taking it out and left with that scar there. So I do have a scar from that. And then during that time, I decided to gauge my bottom holes. I gauged them. If you don't know what a gauge is, that's where you, most of the time, it's the size of the post or the bar, whatever you want to call it. Most of the time when you have a lobe piercing, they're going to do like an 18 or a 20 or so. But for other types of piercings, they're probably going to be like a 14. You may be able to get different sizes. I'm really not sure about that. But anyway, I gauged my ears from like a 18 or a 20 to like a A4 or A2. I can't remember. Anyway, it's pretty big. You could definitely stick like a pen or a pencil through my ears, maybe even like a AAA or a AA battery, probably AAA. One thing about gauging your ears, if you do take the plunge, do not skip sizes. It hurts and you will blow your ears out, and it does not feel good whenever you do that. And it's make sure you take your time. If you are gauging your ears, make sure you take your time, talk to a piercer, because they know what they're doing. Don't be impatient like I was. I was going up a size probably like every 2 weeks, so I was barely giving my ears enough time to heal before I was moving up, and then I decided to skip a size and blew my ears out, and it was not pretty whatsoever. It was really gross and really painful. After that, I took my gauges out. It took them probably about 2 or 3 days to heal and completely close up. And now I'm left, I can still put regular earrings in, but I can put anything from a 20 to a 14 in my ear. I can't wear really thin hoops or else they go all the way through. So, yeah, that's pretty much that. About 3 or 4 years ago, I decided to get my tragus pierced, which is this little guy right here. That one was my most painful piercing, I would say. Pretty confident about that. And it wasn't even the piercing itself, because I do have a pretty high threshold for pain. But it was the healing process that killed me. The best way I know how to describe it to anybody is whenever you get a really bad earache and it makes your whole body just ache. I felt like that for about 2.5 weeks after I got it done. But after that, it's great. I mean, there's been absolutely no problem with it whatsoever. The next piercing that I got, which was sometime last year, I can't remember exactly when I got this one done, but I got my anti-tragus done on my other ear, which is this one right here, and it just goes through this part. And actually, the lady that pierces me, she said that that's the first one she's ever done. And she's had 15 years of experience. So, it's a little different, but I really like it. It did not hurt as bad as the tragus did, but the healing time was still 6 weeks. It pretty much killed. But, since it was on this ear, this is the side I sleep on, so that was kind of a but it definitely didn't hurt as bad as the tragus one did. So yeah. Then, like, oh God, I think Thursday will be 2 weeks. I just recently got my tongue pierced, and I've psyched myself out about it so much. I was so scared to get it done because I was so scared, you know, like when you bite your tongue, it really hurts. So I was thinking, God, you know, something's going through your tongue. It's going to hurt like really bad. But even worse than the worst thing I was scared about was not really the pain. It was the swelling, how I wouldn't be able to talk, because in my job, I have to talk all the time. Like all the time. And I'm constantly dealing with customers. I was sitting here thinking that I was going to have this big, huge tongue and that I wasn't going to be able to talk or eat or do anything with anybody, but not my experience at all. My experience was very, very good. So 5 days after I got my tongue pierced, they pierce you with a really, really long bar. That way your tongue can swell and heal. And then the lady that pierced me told me that I could come back 5 days later and get a shorter bar put in. So this is what I have. It is flat on top and it's clear. Sorry, I was trying to talk when I was sticking my tongue out, kind of retarded, but anyway. So yeah, you can barely even see it, but I figured when I was watching my last video, I could see it, so I figured, maybe I should explain it and whatnot because I didn't really do that. But yeah, it did not hurt at all. The healing process was not bad whatsoever. The only thing that I really got was my tongue got a little dry and I got the little oozy stuff around it, but other than that, it has been the absolute least painful piercing I have ever gotten. No lie. They're gonna say that the clamp hurts more than the piercing, but it's really not that bad. It's really not. I feel so bad for these people on here that have had horrible experiences with their tongue piercings. But I did not bleed much. Everybody's different though. I got her to put mine as far back as she could. That way, when I'm dealing with customers, they are not going to be so quick to see it. And then I got the clear, flat ring put in so that, I didn't have a big, huge ball hanging out. But, yeah, and another thing to think about is make sure that you don't just get some random person to do it for you. Don't do it yourself. That's the dumbest thing in the world. Always go to a professional. Make sure you can see their license. Make sure their equipment is clean. Make sure that everything is sterile because there's so many diseases and infections that you can get. Make sure that you do your research on the person that's going to do it because it is going in your body and you want to take care of your body. So make sure you just do your research. Make sure to see their license. Make sure that they've been doing this for a while. If they are an apprentice, make sure that there's a tattoo artist or a piercer there that has had experience, that is watching over them, everything like that. So yeah, just be careful with it because there's so many things that could happen. Make sure you follow your instructions, what they tell you to do, follow it to a T. Every tattoo artist and piercer is going to be different with their healing methods. So I guess I'm just really posting this video just to show y'all what I've done, what I'm going to continue to do body modifications. I just love them. I think they're awesome, but be careful with it because a lot of bad things can happen if you're not careful. So anyway, I hope you guys are having a good day, and I will talk to you later. Bye!